Located in a quiet New England town, the Connecticut Museum of Witchcraft is a creepy place where dark and mysterious artifacts of witchcraft and occultism are on display. There are spell books, amulets, and ritual objects belonging to those who were tried in the Salem witch trials. The most frightening piece of the museum is the spell book of an executed witch. It is said that those who turn the pages of this book hear strange whispers and feel a cold breeze in the room. The museum offers a dark journey for those who want to test their courage, but be careful, you don't want to awaken old spirits. Beelitz-Heilstätten Hospital is an abandoned tuberculosis sanatorium and military hospital near Berlin. The silence echoing down its long, empty corridors and the decaying walls reveal rooms once overflowing with pain and despair. This ruin bears the scars of both World War I and World War II, and Adolf Hitler is known to have been treated here. Today, rusty operating tables and empty beds offer visitors a cold horror and a ghostly atmosphere. Belgium's battlefields, especially Ypres, where the hellish scenes of World War I took place, are silent witnesses to horror and death. Flanders Fields has an eerie atmosphere with its fog-shrouded, mud-filled trenches and bomb-shattered fields. Decayed gas masks, rusted barbed wire, and countless soldiers, their bones still lying in the ground, linger like restless spirits in this cursed land. When night falls, the howling of the wind and ghostly whispers from the darkness remind visitors of the never-ending echoes of the lives lost and the suffering endured here. These battlefields radiate a dark and cold fear, as if cursed by the evil spirits of death and war. The Amsterdam Museum of Torture is a chilling place that showcases the darkest and cruelest side of the Middle Ages. As you wander through its dark corridors, walking in the shadow of the gallows, torture chairs, and guillotine, you come face to face with the cruelest torture methods of history. Around every corner, horrifying instruments of torture from the darkest periods of humanity await you. The atmosphere of the museum is filled with pitch blackness and silence, broken only occasionally by eerie sounds. Visitors learn how these horrible instruments were used and how people were tortured in the past, while at the same time feeling the cold breath of this horrifying historical period on their necks. The Amsterdam Museum of Torture is a unique destination not only for history buffs, but also for anyone looking for a chilling experience of humanity's dark past. On every corner of the tiny islet surrounded by canals in the Mexican countryside of Xochimilco, there are worn-out dolls with arms and legs scattered all over the place. The story of this island that belongs entirely to dolls is quite interesting. It all started when a man named Julian Santana Barrera found the body of a girl on the shore of the island. The man, who had been living alone on the island for 50 years until then, gets into trouble with the girl's ghost after this encounter. The dolls are a sign of friendship that the man hangs everywhere to protect himself from the ghost and evil spirits. Julian Santana Barrera died in 2001, but the dolls are still there. If you are curious about the island and can find a volunteer captain, you can visit the island by renting a boat through the canal. Located on the island of Sicily in Italy, this museum is definitely the scariest museum in the world. Tourists visiting Palermo intend to visit this museum, but some of them decide to turn back at the door. This is actually an underground cemetery that has been in use since 1600. The locals developed a Sicilian style of mummification and started to keep the dead bodies of priests, intellectuals, and respected people here. Although the number of these bodies whose clothes were changed and cared for is 8,000, only 2,000 of them are currently on display in the museum. One of the smallest mummies inside is a 2-year-old girl nicknamed Sleeping Beauty, who looks at the visitors with lively eyes. The Ilha de Queimada Grande Island in Brazil, home to snakes, is known as the most dangerous island in the world. Ilha de Queimada Grande, home of snakes, is also known as Snake Island in Brazil. The Brazilian army has blocked the entrance to the Snake Island and banned people from setting foot on the island. Covering 430,000 square meters, this dangerous island is located near the city of Sao Paulo. The island is home to the world's most venomous snakes, with an average of 5 snakes per square meter. Hundreds of thousands of Bothrops insularis snakes roam the island. Reaching 50 to 70 centimeters in length, Bothrops insularis is a golden-colored venomous pit viper species unique to this island. It is several times more venomous than its relatives commonly found in South America. A fisherman was found dead on the island, which from time to time has become a base of operations for some scientists. On April 26, 1986, an explosion at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant left Pripyat in the cold clutches of death and radiation. 49,000 people fled, leaving everything behind, but the city remained filled with their lost souls. Walk through Pripyat now, and you are greeted by abandoned baby carriages, broken toys, and the silence of death. When night falls, walking through the dark streets of Pripyat, it is impossible not to feel eyes watching you. Ghostly faces emerge from empty windows as if whispering dark memories of the past. The rusted Ferris wheel plays an eerie melody with the wind in the abandoned amusement park. At every step, echoes of the laughter of lost children ring in your ears, but this laughter is filled with despair rather than joy. When you walk through the hospital corridors, whispering voices follow you. Abandoned beds and shadows on the walls reveal the horrifying effects of radiation. Dolls forgotten in the rooms feel as if they will come back to life for a moment. In this cold, desolate city, time seems to stand still, but there is fear waiting around every corner. Pripyat is not just a ghost town, but a living nightmare of one of the darkest moments in human history. Are you ready to discover the chilling secret of Overtoun Bridge? For years, hundreds of dogs have left this bridge in Scotland to die, as if pulled by an invisible hand. At night, whispers can be heard, emanating from the stones of the bridge, as if lost souls are calling you. As you walk on the bridge, you feel the eyes of a dark presence on you. The cold wind whispers in your ear echoes of despair and fear. This cursed bridge is not just a structure, but the epitome of a deep nightmare. Originally built as a language school, Chaonei was later converted into a church, and its last owner was a Chinese National Party official in 1949. The origins of the building are still unknown, but what happened to the last owner, a party official, made it even more terrifying. After abandoning his wife in this house, he fled to Taiwan, where she hanged herself out of grief. After this incident, 3 construction workers heard various noises and screams coming from the building and went inside to have a look, but they never came out. Everyone in the neighborhood still says that this spirit is haunting the house, and it is known that apart from those 3 construction workers, a few homeless people have also entered the house, and no one has ever seen them again.